Let me ask you something. What happens when you're not at your desk, but you need to hop on a Zoom call? If you've been relying only on your computer to do Zoom, you're missing out on a powerful set of tools that live right in your pocket. You see, Zoom on your phone isn't just a backup. It's a game changer when you're away from your desk. And yes, it looks different than the computer version, but don't let that stop you. Hi, I'm Betsy. I'm your Zoom expert and tech coach. And in this video, I'm walking you through why learning how to use Zoom Workplace from your mobile phone isn't just that backup plan, it is your secret weapon. You'll see how to start meetings, join live sessions, start recordings, all without opening your laptop. So if you're still tied to your desk to do Zoom calls, this video is for you. Now let's go take a look. So your Zooms start here on your mobile phone, and that's in the Zoom Workplace app. This is what the home screen looks like. It's got the 4 buttons across the top, one orange button, and that's what you're going to click to start your own meeting where you are the host. And then the 3 other buttons, one for joining someone else's meeting, and then 2 others for scheduling a meeting that is in the future, and then for sharing content. Now, if you don't have the Zoom Workplace app on your phone, what you're going to do is iPhone users are going to go to the App Store, and Android users are going to go to the Google Play Store. So find your Zoom Workplace app right there. Make sure you're not getting Zoom Workplace for something else because there are a number of these. Make sure it is the one that says Zoom Workplace. Now, yours might say get or install if you've never used it before. So go ahead and do that. If it says update, please go ahead and do that. Zoom does update from time to time, and you'll need to keep it up to date to have the latest features. And then eventually, most of the time, hopefully it'll say open. So go ahead and tap there. So that brings you into the Zoom Workplace app. And across the bottom are a set of buttons. So just to give you a tour around this app, you're going to want to use your Zoom Workplace for being on live meetings or chatting when you're not on live meetings. You can also use the Zoom Workplace app to connect it to your, let's say, your Google account. And you can look at your calendar settings. You can see across the bottom in that set of buttons, you've got the home button, which is where we are now. Then you've got the team chat button. So team chat is where you go to send messages either, during a live meeting or even after a live meeting ends. And you can expand this chat area to groups of people. So if you monitor different classes of students or different workshops, different member orientations, different summits, and you want to be able to have a group of people chatting in different groups inside here, you can do that. But you first have to connect, and that's what I'm going to show you in just a little bit. So stay tuned, that's coming up. Now across the bottom, we also have the Documents button. The next button across the bottom is the Docs button. So Zoom has an area for you to create documents that can be shared and you can collaborate with others. And these documents are automated. So they use AI tools integrated so that you can take your meeting summary and notes and make a document and then share it. The next button across the bottom is the calendar button, and you can view your upcoming meetings in here, or you can connect with your Google Calendar and your entire Google account. And anything you put on your Google Calendar will show up here as well. And so you can stay organized. Zoom does have mail integrated as well. So if you want to view your email in here, instead of viewing it in a separate app, you can do that too. And then the last button, the 3-dot icon, where you click on More in the bottom right corner, that reveals this menu in here, which has a top row of 4 buttons and then a second row of 3 buttons. And these can be reordered with the reorder button right there. I have a little banner right here because I'm showing you the inside of my free Zoom account. So if you have a free Zoom account, you might see banners like this where Zoom is offering you, let's say, a free trial to use the AI integrated smart assistant, which is so powerful, called AI Companion. And if you want some more information and need an extra tutorial on how to use Zoom's smart AI assistant, check out our video here. The features you see under the More menu, this first row contains a button to go right to, let's say, Whiteboards. And this is content that you can actually look at in between meetings. You can create a whiteboard even before a meeting starts and share it into your live meeting, or you can bring it up on your phone in between meetings. Maybe you have to collaborate or add some notes to it. You'll also see some other buttons in the bottom row where you can create a Zoom clip. And that's over here, the first button on the second row. That means you can actually record a video using your phone when you're not in a live meeting. So if you need to send a little video clip to someone, maybe to explain something rather than typing an email, that is a great, powerful tool to use. Or if you want to create a video, a real quick promo, definitely use a Zoom clip. You'll get a quality video every time. Now, in order to get the most out of the Zoom Workplace app from your phone is to build up your contact list. So you'll want to connect with people inside here that you do business with. And to do that, tap on the Contacts button. It brings up a list of people. Now, there is a way to organize them. You can organize them by starred. So if there are people that you contact or chat with frequently, you can certainly look at them inside the starred category. And then you'll see a section in here called external contacts. Now you see external to Zoom, because of course Zoom wrote this app. An external contact is someone who has a different Zoom account than you. So most likely that's going to be a lot of your contacts, depending on who you are. In my world of business, I am somewhat of a solopreneur, or I am an entrepreneur that has a small team of people, but the people who are on my team, when we Zoom together, they Zoom in from their own Zoom accounts. Maybe you're an instructor or a coach, or you are the owner of a school or company, and your company Zoom is separate from the people who work for you. Maybe they're contractors. Now, in the other instance, if you have a Zoom business account, then you might have extra users on that account and you pay for the entire bill. In that case, if the people you're Zooming with are also on your account, then they would be internal contacts. Now, to invite a contact to connect with you, tap on the plus sign in the bottom right corner. On the next screen, what you're going to do is you're going to type the person's email address that you want to connect with and make sure it is their Zoom email address. When you have completely typed the email address of the person's Zoom account, again, make sure it is their Zoom account email address that you want to connect with, then look below there. There is a section where it says include a note. So if you are connecting with them and they don't know this, they don't know that you're building up your contact list inside your Zoom mobile app, then you might want to type a little note that says, I look forward to chatting with you soon. Okay, great. So when you have put the entire message in, you're going to go ahead and tap the blue button that says add. But let me first point your attention to the white button that says invite with QR code. So let's say you're at a networking event or at a conference or even in a class where you want people to connect with you and you don't want to have to put your phone down, type in the email address, and so on. If you tap on that white button, watch. What it does is it brings up your contact QR code. You could easily share this in person with people, or if you're on Zoom, like I am right now, and you want to connect with people on mobile, so when the live Zoom ends, you can keep the chat going, you can share your phone directly into the Zoom meeting and display the QR code right on the screen. Then all they have to do is scan it with their phone and connect with you that way. Just make sure to tell them ahead of time to put the Zoom app on their phone, as we did at the beginning of this tutorial. After you have typed contacts' email addresses and repeated that last section and added them in, you won't have the connection until they accept it on their end. You will know that they've accepted it when you have an alert on your phone, like a notification. So when you come back into your Workplace app and you tap on Team Chat at the bottom, notice across the top here, it says external. And there's a tiny little dot next to it. This is the notification icon that indicates that you have some sort of notification. Either someone external has sent you an invite or someone has accepted your invite. And then when you tap on external, in the top row there, you'll see 3 tabs: contacts, contact requests, and then chat invites. And so when I go to requests, I can see the status. So I can see what I have sent that is accepted, and I can see what I have sent that is pending. So if you're wondering why you can't connect with someone inside your workplace app, this is why. So you just want to urge them to open their app as well and go to the same spot. You can share this video with them and they'll know exactly what to do. If at this point you have the app open and you have a question about why you don't see one of these options in your app, just leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you on the solution. The last one up there that says chat invites. So that's when someone is inviting you to connect, and you will see those there so that you can accept theirs. And then you'll have that ability to chat back and forth. Now, if any of you are using an app known as WhatsApp or Slack or even Voxer, these are other apps out there that are by other companies that do very similar tasks. I always say, well, use the Zoom team chat, because it's all built in to your account. It's all in one place. So inside this Zoom Workplace app from your phone, you can send and receive direct messages. If you'd like my free guide on how to use the team chat, I've put the link in the description. Just go ahead and click that link, enter your email, and I'll send you a copy. Now, back here on the home screen, it's a good idea to look over some of your settings. For instance, in the upper left corner, you can put your profile picture. If you wanted to add that, you'll need to go into the settings to do so. To do so, go ahead and tap up there where you see your initials. Now, if you already see your profile picture, maybe it's done before and you want to change it, you can also go in there as well. On the next screen, towards the bottom, you'll see where it says My Profile. Go ahead and tap there. And then on this screen, line by line, you'll see you can change how your name is displayed. You can see the email address. Sometimes people will say that to me. They're like, I have multiple Zoom accounts and I don't know which account I'm in. This is a good way to confirm where you are. You can also confirm some of the other information about maybe your job title or location. And then towards the middle and bottom, you'll see some information about how to copy your direct chat link. And there's a little link over on the right-hand side. And so if you wanted to, you could tap that. It will copy your direct chat link. So instead of that QR code that I talked about earlier, you can take this link and then pop it in an email, pop it in a text to someone and say, hey, I'm on Zoom Workplace mobile app now. So we can do a direct message meeting if we want to. Give them that link and then they can connect with you that way. Now, up in the left-hand corner is this tiny little left pointing arrow. That's how you get back to the previous screen. Go ahead and tap there. And then at the very bottom, tap on Settings. This is where you can tweak how this Zoom Workplace app works on your phone. Do you want it to notify you? How do you want it to act inside meetings? Should it show a virtual background or not? Should it touch up your appearance? That's where all of that is located. And if you want some more information about all of those features and how you even use them in Zoom, whether you're on a computer or on the phone, definitely check out our video tutorial called The Complete Beginner's Guide 2025. I've put the link in the description for you. So here we are in settings, and towards the top in the second row, you've got notifications and sounds. I like to go in and tell it that I want to be notified whenever anyone sends me a message so that I can be using my phone Zoom app instead of the regular phone's text messaging. In this way, I can message with colleagues and new contacts, people that I'm networking with and possibly want to jump on a Zoom with. This is extremely helpful. And so if we were messaging back and forth in Zoom, I'd want to be notified. And you'll see that towards the middle where it says what you should be notified for and how. And there's little check marks next to the ones that are enabled. So you can see the first one is for docs and the second one is for your messages. So whether you want to be notified for all messages or just the direct messages and replies wouldn't be all of them. So if you want to say, no, I want want all of them, go ahead and tap on the one that says all, and the check mark moves there so that now you will receive a notification. And then just make sure inside your phone settings that you have picked the type of notification you want for the Zoom Workplace app. And then a sound will go off or a little banner at the top of your phone, and you'll never miss a message. All right, so make sure you scroll all the way down because this section is the bottom area of notifications, and you can do things like disable when you are in a meeting. That's great. You're in a Zoom meeting on your phone and your notifications for Zoom chats won't go off. And then the middle section, you can be notified of messages either always, even if you're also on the computer, or only when you are not on the computer. Perfect. Returning back here to the settings screen, the next three options, video effects, audio, and meetings, are how you tweak how you want the Zoom Workplace app to function when you are in a live meeting. So you just go in there and tap on the option, and you'll be able to say whether you want HD video, you want to mirror your video, you want to touch up your appearance. And again, all of these can be done from the computer, but when you're on your phone, if you want the same experience, just make sure you turn them on here. So back here on home, when it's time to start a meeting as the host, so you want to tell people, hey, I'd like to hop on Zoom, but I'm not in my office today, but I can Zoom from my phone. You're going to want to tap on that orange button in the top left corner. On the next screen, you can say when the meeting opens, your video is going to be on. Okay, so in the second row, if you were using your personal meeting ID, which is a separate room in your Zoom account, it's not an automatically generated meeting ID, which is what I would recommend. You're only going to use your personal meeting ID for certain times and certain meetings. So in this case, just leave it off and tap on Start a Meeting. Now, in this case, the camera has opened up, the video is on. You can turn your video off, and that would just show your profile picture or just that silhouette icon. And you can mute yourself by using the little microphone at the bottom. So if those have lines through them, then your microphone is muted and your video is off when the meeting starts. But you can turn it on after you get in the meeting room. And again, you are the host here because you're using the Workplace app and you're starting a new meeting. So you are the host. You go ahead and tap Start, and then your meeting opens. And at the very top, it indicates that you still are on mute. You can adjust that. See, it tells you right there you're on mute because it hears your voice. So right down here in the bottom left corner is how you unmute yourself. As long as that button is like that now, without a line through it, then your microphone is open. Now, across the bottom here, you've got some other buttons, and they do scroll off the screen. So you do want to scroll this row of buttons so that you can view more. Participants, if you tap there, will show you the participants list, how many people are present. The chat will bring up the in-meeting live meeting chat. The reactions, little heart. Very fun. This allows you to react while you're muted with some emojis, just like we do on texting from our phone. Now, this last row here, send with effect, is not available unless you are on video. So watch. Tap the video icon, come back on video, and now this bottom row is available. And if you wanted to send some fun balloons right into the meeting, it will send with effect. So those balloons are going to fly up the screen and everyone in the gallery will be able to view that. Scrolling a little further reveals the share button. That allows you to share something from your phone. Let's say you were going through a gallery of photos, maybe something for a work event. Maybe you are a real estate agent or broker and you just have photos from the home and you want to share those into the meeting. You can share your photo library right from there. The next button is your show closed captions. And yes, that's great for accessibility. You can allow other people to turn on their closed captions, or you can turn them on for yourself. The whiteboard and the docs I mentioned earlier, so those are available here now in the live meeting. Your notes and your apps also expands the features inside here. You can put the notes that you're taking or the notes maybe for your agenda inside this button here and type freely. And then finally, the apps button lets you connect with other third-party apps. Like you can run a timer if you're going to go on break. You can even have a gamification section with, a gaming app that I know very well. Two of them are Mentimeter and Kahoot. And you can run a really fun poll game inside your meeting. And you would have to first connect with the app for that to work. All the way at the far right when you scroll all the way. So you see how this bar goes all the way. You're going to tap on the three-dot icon for the More menu. This is where you find your important host tools. That's where you're going to be able to disable the waiting room or give people the ability to be unmuted or not. If you want to run a meeting where no one can unmute until at least to the end where there's Q&A, you can control that in here. That's why they call them host tools. The audio settings will be very important to you. To tweak those, you can say, I would like noise removal or not. If you are maybe a yoga instructor playing music live in the room, or you are a musician, you might want that setting. So you have to come in here, change this first before you let people in the room. Tapping done in the upper right corner brings you back into the meeting. The other options in that More menu that you will definitely want to take a look at are whether your captions are translated into the language that you prefer. And these other meeting settings involve whether you want to mute people upon entry. This is a feature that I use a lot as a best practice so that when people enter your meeting, they are already muted. In case they have noise on their end, they won't disrupt what's going on. The ones at the bottom that you can see are turned on already. This setting here allows you to see your controls at all times. And I would advise you to keep that on. I would recommend that you keep this feature on because the phone screen is smaller than your computer screen. And so it's going to be important for you to see your controls at all times. The next one I love, and many of you out there will love it too. If you want to have that glow that the software program gives you, it kind of takes the wrinkles away when you touch up your appearance. So definitely try that one out. And then the portrait lighting, you're going to want to use that if wherever you are zooming from, you have very low lighting. And this will dim the background and bring more brightness to your face. So you're using the software to do it, but I highly recommend it. The last 5 options have to do with your participants and how you see them. So whether you want to show their names when they join, whether you want to show non-video participants. So the people who join your meeting, who keep their video off, they are non-video participants. And you can decide there whether you want to see those, let's say, what we call rectangles or boxes on that screen, that gallery screen inside Zoom. If you don't want to see the people who are off video, you don't want a box, you don't want to see their name, you can say, don't show non-video participants. This allows you to say whether you want to see yourself or not. You can stop the incoming video, or you can show your connected time. And those are all different ways that you can tweak the meeting settings and the meeting view. Now just tap done in the upper right corner. And that brings us to the last 2 options inside the settings from your mobile phone. This second to last option, background and effects, that's going to let you set up that virtual background from your phone. So if you are meeting in a place that you don't have privacy, you may want to set that up ahead of time. That's a definite best practice. So this last option here for disconnect audio, this is a feature that I review often with my virtual business collective. That's a group of like-minded business professionals. We meet weekly on live calls, and I'm there to show them different techniques with tech. And on the days that we speak about Zoom, we're talking about how to strategize. When you're a business running your virtual office, you want Zoom to work the best for you. And one of the tricks or the hacks that I have is, how do you know, or helping you feel more comfortable with knowing that the people attending are actually seeing what you are sharing with them. And that's if you bring in a second device to your meeting. Well, here's what you have to think about. When you're running the Zoom from your computer and then you bring the meeting in from your phone, you want to make sure that the second device you bring in does not have audio. Now, I don't mean mute it, I mean actually disconnect audio. So you're going to want to bring your phone into the meeting, not starting a new meeting, but joining a meeting. And just stick with me. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you where that button is. When you get into the More menu, you're going to tap on Disconnect Audio. Then they cannot hear anything from that device. They're going to be hearing you only from your computer, and there won't be any feedback. When you are done with your meeting, you're going to tap End in the top right corner. And then you're going to tap on End Meeting for All. So as mentioned earlier, if you are using your phone as that second device in a meeting so that you can see what everybody else sees, go ahead and tap on Join. When you tap there, you are joining as a participant from your phone, and all you need to provide is the meeting ID and then tap Join. You might be prompted for the passcode, so make sure you have all that information from your Zoom web portal. This is also the screen where you're going to tap Join when someone invites you to a meeting. But keep this in mind. If someone invites you to their Zoom meeting, you can join from your phone. You just simply have to tap the link that maybe they sent you in a text or an email, and then this app will open up automatically and connect you. You won't have to enter the meeting ID. The third and fourth buttons here, well, they involve meetings in the future or shared content. So when you tap on Schedule, that's going to allow you to put in the start date and time, the duration, the time zone, and then you can share this link with the people that you want to invite. Now, across the top, in the case where you have an additional button, that's if you have a paid version of Zoom. So in this example, I have logged in as my paid Zoom account. And so I have this fifth button across the top. You see the share button, that's only to use when you're using a Zoom room. So we're not going to cover that one in this tutorial. But the last button is for using Zoom's voice recorder, which has an AI integrated tool. This is how it works. You can bring your phone into a meeting, an in-person meeting, and of course ask permission, but ask the colleague or friend or department team member or group that you would like to record the meeting. But in this case, you're recording the audio only. And when you tap record, it does this. It brings up the screen where it shows you that you're currently being recorded, your voice, and then it has a little button at the bottom that lets you indicate when you're done. And the voice recorder takes the notes from the meeting, summarizes them, gives you bullet points that you can share with everybody. It is fantastic. Now you know the basics of using Zoom from your mobile phone. And if you want to keep learning Zoom tips and tricks, check out my video playlist linked below. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below if this tutorial helped you. And I'll see you in the next video.